wished you had superpowers? Well, forget comic books. Some people actually make gravity look embarrassed. Imagine holding your body perfectly horizontal, like a human flag, or balancing on your hands so straight it looks like you're floating. These aren't Hollywood stunts, they're real calisthenics moves that only the strongest of the strong can master. Today, we're counting down 5 extreme calisthenics exercises that will make you feel like you've stepped into the realm of superheroes. Strap in, it's going to get wild and a little funny as we break them down one by one. 1. The human flag, defying gravity on a pole. Picture gripping a vertical pole or railing, pushing with your lower arm and pulling with the upper arm, and then raising your legs out sideways so your whole body is parallel to the ground. It looks like you're flying, and honestly, you kind of are. This move is all about core and lateral strength. Your top arm pulls in while the bottom arm pushes out, creating a sideways plank. Why is it so rare? You need a rock-solid midsection, insane shoulder stability, and grip strength like a rock climber to resist gravity's full weight pulling you down. One guide notes it requires a great deal of shoulder, lat, and oblique strength. Basically, every upper body muscle screaming at once. So only a few dedicated athletes and occasional wild circus acrobats pull this off. Next, we have the full planche, aka the ultimate straight arm push-up. Imagine getting into a push-up position, then leaning forward so far that your entire body lifts off the ground. Your arms are locked straight and your feet hover mid-air, making you look like a bodybuilder held up by invisible forces. As one source puts it, the planche makes you look like you're floating. Factually, the planche is brutally hard. Trainers say it demands serious strength in your shoulders, chest, triceps, and core all at once. It even puts extreme stress on the wrists and can take 6 months to 2 years of dedicated training to hold. In other words, you'll need the patience of a saint and the muscles of a mythic hero. One calisthenics expert bluntly notes that it's one of the most difficult skills in calisthenics, even harder than a handstand, because instead of just balancing, you're battling gravity with raw strength. Why is it so rare? Picture doing a plank, but tipping your body forward so far that all your weight shifts onto arms and shoulders. If you're tall or have long limbs, it's even harder. So only a tiny fraction of athletes ever manage a true full planche. The planche is basically a push-up that went to superhero school and never came back. 3. Iron cross, the gymnast's crossbar stunt. Moving on, swap the floor for rings and meet the iron cross. For this one, imagine holding onto gymnastic rings and splaying your arms straight out to the sides so your body hangs down in a rigid T shape. It's a classic gymnastic move that's essentially a brutal test of pulling strength. It requires not just strong back and shoulder muscles, but also unbelievably sturdy biceps and elbows to keep from uncrossing mid-move. In short, it's like hugging 2 heavy dumbbells out to the sides for minutes on end, with a smile. 4. One arm pull-up, ultimate bar bro move. Now for a classic test of raw pulling power, the one arm pull-up. Yes, one arm. Do a single arm, chin above bar pull-up with the other arm completely off the bar or rope. It looks like you sprouted a muscle the size of a turkey leg on one side. One calisthenics coach even nicknamed it the holy grail of bodyweight pulling strength, though he also warned it's the king of elbow injury. What makes it so hard? For starters, all your body weight and momentum are going through one arm's lats, biceps, and grip. It demands brute strength and tendons of steel. It's also a mind game. You can't cheat by swinging or using your other arm. One false move and gravity will have your back. That's why even many buff gym-goers go their whole lives never banging out a legit one-arm pull-up. Only a special breed of pull-up prodigy can do it smoothly. Everyone else is flapping like a fish trying. 5. Maltese, the ultimate ring feat. Last but certainly not least, the Maltese. No, not the dog. Another insane rings move. Start on gymnastic rings with a support hold, and then lean forward and lower your entire body until it's perfectly horizontal and face down, with your arms stretched out to the sides, kind of like a planche meets an iron cross. Your chest faces the ground, and your arms form the straightest possible line to each side. This is legendary. According to experts, the Maltese is arguably the pinnacle of straight arm strength in all of calisthenics. It creates the longest lever arm possible, so the stress on your shoulders and biceps is astronomical. Essentially, it combines the worst parts of planche and iron cross into one move. For that reason, it's one of the most difficult and rarest skills in gymnastics or calisthenics. Most mere mortals see a Maltese and immediately phone a construction crew to tighten the bolts on their house. Watching someone do a Maltese is like seeing Superman try yoga. It should technically be impossible, but he's just casually defying the laws of physics again. If you manage to hold a Maltese, your friends will start calling you Human X-Wing and probably ask you to hang Christmas lights next year. Okay, so by now your mind is blown, and your muscles are trembling just hearing about these moves. Remember, even if you're not doing human flags tomorrow, just training toward these goals will skyrocket your fitness. Working on these moves builds insane core, shoulder, and full body tension. In other words, every attempt, even failures and falls, is making you stronger. So keep pushing. Set realistic steps. Start with easier variations like tuck planches, assisted flags, or negative pull-ups, and stay consistent. Every small progress, a second longer in a hold, one more rep, is a victory. If you enjoyed this, tap like, subscribe, and join the family.